set, off and running in this Coronation Stakes, and away to a fair start too. Laugh Out Loud is one of the first to get going. Up there too on the inside, going through as Homecoming Queen to take up the early running from Samatar, and in fourth position early is Irish History. They're a length and a half in advance of Starscope, and further back on the inside Intense Pink. Further back in the field then Bougie d'Amour, giving them a start Roselliana, who's right out the back with Fallen for You, and a long last is Cardigan. On settling down, Homecoming Queen is out in front by a length. To in second, Laugh Out Loud, a length away on the inside, the orange jacket of Samatar. A length further back in the field then follows Irish History. 2 lengths away is Starscope on the outside of Intense Pink. A length and a half further back then on the outside, Bougie d'Amour for France from Roselliana. Fallen for You, giving them a long start, and 2 lengths to Cardigan. Racing up towards the entrance of the home straight, 3.5 furlongs to travel, and it's Joseph O'Brien on Homecoming Queen, leading by a length to Laugh Out Loud. On the inside, Samatar has had the run of the race. A length away then is Irish History, followed by Starscope around the outside. In behind them, battling away, is Intense Pink, followed then by Bougie d'Amour. But he kicks for home, Joseph, as they come inside the two now, and it's Homecoming Queen in front, but here come the challengers. Samatar's out of the pocket, down the outside now, starting to swoop is Fallen for You. Fallen for You coming home at 100 miles an hour, grabs the lead now with a furlong left to go, and has sprinted 3 in front. Starscope goes into second, followed by Irish History, but Fallen for You is racing away here. Fallen for You goes on to win it for William Buick and for John Gosden. Goes on to win it well by 3 or 4 lengths. In second is Starscope, third then is Irish History, followed further back then by Bougie d'Amour, and they're followed then by Samatar. A long gap in the field to Laugh Out Loud from Intense Pink. Homecoming Queen has beaten only 2 home, and they are Roselliana and Cardigan. Fallen for You, a classy filly. Here she is crossing the line for William Buick, and what a meeting they're having, he and John Gosden. Second is Starscope, Jimmy Fortune. In third then is Irish History, Mikel Barcelona. Fourth then, very tight. Oh, that is very, very tight. Far side, it's Samatar. Near side is Bougie d'Amour. Only a nose in that. And then a gap to Laugh Out Loud, who has not run her race at all. Then behind Laugh Out Loud, Intense Pink, and then Homecoming Queen, who carted them along and then got weary when they came into the straight. Has finished a long way back. Then Roselliana, and Cardigan, having only her second race start, has finished last. But the winner of the Coronation Stakes of 2012 is number 4, Fallen for You, a filly by Dan City out of Fallen Star, owned by the Normandie Stud Limited, trained by John Gosden and ridden by William Buick. I was saying beforehand, a disadvantage to be on the outside. Well, it was not to prove that way at all. William Buick has been able to get Fallen for You into a position where she swooped, and she really did do it to some devastating effect. 12 to 1 the winner, 11 to 1 the second, 11 to 1 the third. Samatar has got 4th, and the distance is 3 1/4 lengths and 2 1/4 lengths, and the time 1:42.95. William Buick, though, is back in the winner's enclosure again, enjoying a highly successful week.
And William Buick will hold on to that golden armband that signifies leading jockey of the week, because he extends his lead in that. And John Gosden goes into the lead for the Trainers' Championship this week. They are having a wonderful Royal Ascot, and this filly has produced the race of her life, a career best performance for her. She's run twice this year on the all-weather. Won first time out and then finished only 6th in a Group 3 race. Today she comes here to Royal Ascot and wins a Group 1. And Willie, you look at it again and again, and you would never have predicted this before the race. I don't think any of the tipsters or the experts did.
No, the only thing was that William Buick has chosen this filly over others in the race, and the reports were that she had been working very well at home. But when you look at her form, you thought, well, it's just a little bit too much a bridge to to get over. But
he's also
done
ridden
it so well.
He rode a very patient race. He was second last turning into the straight, switches her wide, nothing interrupts her momentum or her rhythm, and she quickens up there into a 3-length lead. And John Gosden has the 1-2 because Starscope gets the better of the battle for second over Irish History. But that, you know, it is amazing, isn't it? How the form can just turn on its, you know, things that you would never have thought would happen. Homecoming Queen was desperately disappointing.
Yeah, she hasn't. She's a tiny little filly. Obviously, all the racing that she's had is starting to tell on her, and they didn't let her get away. And she was first into the headwind, where William Buick kept his filly tucked away and came up to the outside, and whoosh went past them as if they were all standing still. This filly obviously has started to improve at a very, very fast pace, because, as you said, the last time she ran was on the all-weather in a Group 3 and didn't even win it. So,
and William Buick showing that he can ride a race from the front as he did in the first race on Newfangled, or he can ride a waiting race as he does on this filly, Fallen for You. And he is, I mentioned earlier, he's not even 24 years old yet, and he is developing into such a wise jockey. Just gosh, you can see his right leg coming right up out of the saddle there. No?
You lost contact there with the horse. He was definitely putting all his energy into pushing her forwards, obviously. But when you're riding in Group 1 races, I suppose you have to keep going till you get past that winning line.
We thought Mick Shannon might be the trainer more likely to have a 1-2, but Samatar came there travelling well, didn't pick up. Laugh Out Loud was with the pace, dropped away.
They've ran reasonable races, but these two, don't forget the second horse here finished second in our 1,000 guineas. So you've seen a very special race here when you've got John Gosden having a 1-2, emulating Sir Henry Cecil, who had the 1-2 in the race before.
Your Majesty, Your Royal Highnesses, my lords, ladies and gentlemen, what a day, what a week for John Gosden and for William Buick. Today, victorious in the Group 1 race, the Coronation Stakes, with a filly owned by Normandie stud, Fallen for You.
Yes, and justified applause as well. Not only owned by the Normandie stud, bred by them as well, and this is going to be a very, very valuable filly. She's improved so much. We saw her at Kempton on the all-weather 2 starts ago in May, and that was the meeting that was transferred from here at Ascot to Kempton on the all-weather. She started 5-1 on that day, ridden by Ryan Moore, and she ran out an effortless winner. But then went to Lingfield, back to the 7 there from a mile, and was beaten into 6th position by Cha-Cha Mehdi. So Fallen for You, she's come up trumps today. That time, incidentally, is 4.63 seconds outside the record, so ground very much on the slow side today. Really has got in that rain that we did have overnight. So slow times, but Fallen for You is a really good winner from Starscope, the stablemate, and Irish History running a place for Godolphin back in 3rd. The 2 classic winners, they were a long way behind them. Samatar 4th and Homecoming Queen. That smile says it all. Let's check the full result now on this Coronation Stakes with John.
Well, the winner was Fallen for You, William Buick, 12-1. Second, Starscope, 11-1, and third, Irish History, also 11-1. And a 1-2 in this race for John Gosden. And get ready for Gatewood in the next. There'll be fortunes after this, all doubles and trebles going on it.
A 1-2 for the winning trainer, John Gosden. John, what was the trigger for this performance from Fallen for You today?
Well, I always thought she was our best filly last year, and I gave the wrong instructions in the fillies mile. She was second to Mayhill a bit green, and I said be up there because it was riding fast and the speed was holding at Newmarket, and that was riding her back to front. And then she had a holiday, came back, and I think she just had that in her mind. She was always too keen. Ryan won on her at Kempton, but it wasn't where we wanted to be. And we ran her behind a lovely older filly of Henry's, who was second in the Windsor Forest the other day, over 7, and she got in trouble, but she learnt a lot. She trained beautifully, worked beautifully last Sunday morning, really thrilled with her work, and you know, we were ready for a big run if it slotted. They went hard up front. There's a headwind, she sat there, but she is classy. It's not a fluke.
Not a fluke indeed, and William Buick standing close by. William, John was just saying about the pace of that race and how well that suited her today.
Yeah, well, I always thought previously when she's run, things have kind of conspired against her, and today everything went towards her. It was perfect for her, a good gallop. She got cover from the wind, and she was in a good rhythm, and she finished the race really well, and she won very easily. And you know, like John said, it's not fluke. This is how good she is, and hopefully from now on it's onwards and upwards for her.
Clearly, you've always believed, the team always believed that she's very good. But how impressed were you by that turn of foot?
I was very impressed with it. Yeah, you know, taking on the best of her generation. Of course, I'm impressed.
Third win of the week. Time for the presentation. Well done.
Thank you.
His Royal Highness the Duke of York making the presentation here. Philippa Cooper, the owner breeder, who owns Normandie stud, and that's the name under which her horses run. That is a big trophy to take home. And for John Gosden, he is enjoying the best Royal Ascot of his career. 3 winners already, and out in front now in the race to be leading trainer. He's never quite managed that yet. I mean, he's had good Royal Ascots in the past, but to have a 1-2 in a Group 1, and Sir Henry Cecil also enjoying a golden week. And they have, the two of them, it's a great day for Newmarket so far. They have displaced Aidan O'Brien, who's had 2 hot favourites beaten today, Homecoming Queen and Astrology, neither of whom even made the first 3. And William Buick, well, everybody now starting to appreciate his talents. And mentioned earlier, he was born in Norway, and his father was an 8-time champion jockey in Scandinavia. He came to ride for my father when he was about 14. He was tiny, he weighed about 5 stone, and Dad thought he was such a good rider.